When do you feel like fully yourself? When do you feel like fully Sophia, like the best version of you? Can you point at like times in your week or just
When
times you
I'm
remember in your
dancing.
life when you're dancing? Like dancing with your friends or
Yeah.
no way.
You know, have you ever
Yeah.
had that feeling where you're just like, I can't
You
see
don't
anyone
care.
else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
You're not
care.
self-conscious.
Yeah, you're just like, I am just unapologetically me right now. I'm gonna move my body. I'm gonna say what I want. I'm gonna go where I want. Like you don't even notice anybody else and you don't even
Yeah.
care if they notice you or not. You're just like existing.
Hmm. That's a great. I've only had that feeling a couple times.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean in it I guess in a social situation.
Come out with
Um
me.
I will. That sounds fun.
Come out with me.
I know. I feel like it's hard. I always have to. I don't know. I feel like the times I have had that, alcohol was definitely involved, which isn't a bad thing. But yeah, I think in being with the right, I have. I maybe it's a similar moment for me, but just being around people who allow you to feel like that, where you can kind of get lost with and like enjoy those moments where time feels like
Try
it's flying.
dancing alone. Try
Yeah.
just like who cares? Like try just like letting go and like sometimes I feel my most self too when I'm doing my yoga. I'd say so like whenever I'm moving my body.
Hmm.
I do yoga at the beach a lot. I'm always at the beach. And I would say that's definitely when I feel like my most self is like
Hmm.
when I'm at the beach and I'm just like connecting with my whole body and my whole mind. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think I feel my most myself. I talked about making music. I think the times I've felt most myself was when I was like in the flow, when I was in the zone
Mhm.
making something. And I never made great music, but it was just cool because I had a good mindset of like it doesn't matter if it's good to other people. It's just if I enjoy listening to it, then it's good. Like that's my benchmark. And so it was so fun. Like once I was able to, I think the biggest thing with making music was I had to kind of get over myself and just stop judging myself and to put something out there and being able to get there. So it's kind of a similar feeling you were talking about like dancing and just maybe you're in like the zone in that moment. Like you feel good. You're not questioning yourself. You're just experiencing, right?
Mhm.
And it's very, I don't know, visceral. It's just super rich. I always like the feeling for usually I'm very anxious and I feel like I'm behind and I'm missing something and I botched something or I'm doing something wrong and you know whatever boogeyman's coming to get me. But like when I'm in that flow state when I'm creating something and I it feels good and I'm enjoying it, it feels like the world kind of sits still. Like I'm at the center of it, not in an ego way, but just that like I don't need to be somewhere else. I don't need to be with someone. I don't need to do something else. I'm not missing the boat on something. It's just like that's what I should be doing in that moment. Like that's the best feeling in the world. I've only had it handful of times, maybe like less than 10 times, but when I have, it's so cool. Yeah.
That's so cool that you explained it like that too. You're like you feel like this is where like you don't need to be anywhere else. Like it's like
Yeah.
totally where you're I don't want to get all I don't want to get too like spiritual on you or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
some of us yogis say you are the universe experiencing itself.
Mm.
So it's like you are just a portion of the universe, right? Because the universe is just a bunch of us living this life. So you're just a portion of it living itself. Like yeah, it's like where else were you supposed to be then? Because you're just we're all it's really a hard concept to grasp, but we're all just floating on this rock, right? And
Yeah.
so,
It gives you some perspective.
yeah, you're just where else is better than where you are right now as long as you're making the most of it, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's
Definitely.
really cool what you said too. You're like, yeah, it's a time where I'm not thinking, I'm just experiencing.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, like the coolest way to explain it because that's definitely, I'd say, what it is. It's like being so grounded that you're not like double checking or like contemplating. You're literally just sensing. You're literally just experiencing. And that's living. That's I think why we feel our most selves then, because we're just living.